David Manson is the referee here at the Penrith Stadium. The home team running from right to left against the St George Dragons. A vital game for St George. They're desperate to make the top three. The record here at Penrith Park is not all that brilliant. They haven't beaten the Panthers since 1989, and a mistake by Ricky Walford early. Alexander to feed a scrum in good field position for Penrith. Gahagan, 26 metres away from the St George line. Carter, good strong run there by Fittler. Further right they go, McNamara. They're only 11 metres out from the St George line. Penrith's first use of the football. Alexander and Carter put it together. Adamson got under a swinging arm. Still they're 11 metres out. Tackles are running out on this set. Paul Clark. Now the last. Alexander wants it. Waits it into the end goal. Donnelly fell back. Carter makes the tackle. St George to bring it out.
And that might have been the best thing that could have happened to St George, that kind of start. They now know they've got an afternoon of tough football on their hands. No easy beats up here, Penrith.
This is St George back line. Potter declaring himself fit only this morning. And that is the same back line that we saw last Sunday afternoon. Well, in fact, exactly the same with Potter's inclusion. And the forwards, some youth amongst them. Stevens, Brown, Tallis, they're all only youngsters. Saints gets the benefit of this penalty. Mackay from centre field. 22 metres out. The breeze blowing from his right to left. Good long kick by Mackay, finding the line right on the halfway mark. Goulet. Panthers. Schwerab at fullback. Mackay, Gahagan, Girdler, Fittler, Carter, Alexander. The Saints take it up to the 40-metre line. There's the forwards. McGaw at the back of the scrum. Clark has been elevated off the bench. Priddle in the red cycle shorts makes him stand out. Dummy by Goldthorpe to Mackay, then the long floating pass to Blake. Put down for Coyne. Coyne's got Wilford unmarked, throws the dummy and falls over. Well, have you ever seen 4 points absolutely butchered like that before? Mark Coyne to be spitting chips. Here they go again. They've got numbers. Mackay, but it's a forward pass.
Well, unbelievable stuff there. Mark Coyne was going to score, all ends up, and just lost his footing. Pretty ordinary plan move there, but this pass from Phil Blake was magic. Ryan Girdler, poor defence by coming in there, positioning Ricky Walford now. Mark Coyne went very early, did Schwerab, and Coyne only had to keep his footing to score.
Mackay stampeding across the top of them. Farah. Makeshift hooker dummy half, Danny Farah. Clark. Back on Farah. He was in Winfield Cup before going back to Metropolitan Cup and has made the ascendancy to the top grade again. Alexander switching the point. Carter works on the left. Rubber kick ahead for Gahagan. Walford's there. Potter was brought off early in the match against Parramatta last weekend, Michael Potter. That injury apparently has given him some problems during the week. The mere fact that he's playing indicates that St George treated this match in their preparation as a potential danger game. Goldthorpe, this is the last. Well, the scrum will go down 30 metres away from the Penrith line.
I'm sure that St George only needed to look back a couple of weeks to the Penrith performance against Canberra, where that game went right down to the wire. And in fact, was probably a game the Panthers might feel a little bit unlucky that they didn't get the points from. Plenty of class out there for this Penrith outfit.
And of course, St George, looking in the mirror, would remember the Cronulla match a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, nothing to be taken for granted in the Winfield Cup, especially at this stage of the season.
2-2 the scrums. And Gahagan, a player I don't think have seen in the top grade before, certainly not on television. Alexander across the ground looking for Swearab. Swearab gets inside, but picked up in cover by Tallis. Good cover defence, Danny Farah.
One of the outstanding things about the St George forward pack is their mobility. Great job from Tallis there after Blake had been stood up. Adamson on the fringe of the ruck causing some problems. All wrestled down by Mark Coyne. He's played the ball forward and made good metres.
Good yards by Phil Adamson. Brings the crowd to their feet. Penrith on the attack. Alexander needs the long pass. He finds Stettler. Is there a try on? I'll tell him there is. Mackay. Graham Mackay scores. Alexander, the big pass. Stettler ran at the corner, through the defence, and Graham Mackay scores for the Panthers.
Let's go back to the work done by Phil Adamson. Made a great run, playing the ball forward, and got a quick play of the ball. Greg Alexander knew that there was a chance out wide, but this set the try up. Tremendous run there, and look at the speed of the play of the ball. The ball to Greg Alexander, so he frees it there, and you can see that St George, a long way in is the winger from St George. Graham Mackay's play continues, able to get outside Jason Donnelly, who has got great speed. But the fact that Alexander got the ball out there quickly, and there was so much space outside the winger, meant that there was a lot of room for Graham Mackay to work in. And he's not a slow man for a big man either.
This is not a desirable flight path. He's got plenty of height, just offline. A very good kick, really, considering the velocity of that win. 4-0. Penrith leading St George. Alexander. Swearab. Now, Manson's given the penalty. I'm trying to work out what they've got him for the...
I think the referees have been told that any motion in putting the arm between the legs and trying to pick the player up and drive is an automatic penalty. Now, there was no damage done there. The very action that Phil Blake came up with in the tackle led to the penalty immediately.
Now the tap right on the halfway mark to be taken by Penrith. They lead 4-0. Quickly through 3 sets of hands. Fittler turning it on for McNamara out very wide. Kennedy. Fittler gets a pass away. Swearab taken about 10 metres out from the line. Explosive play by Fittler. Danny Farah, he'll score. Farah adjacent to the uprights. Penrith lead 8 points to 0, and there's more to come.
And Danny Farah, combined, has been the best player on the field. And that try was just beautiful thinking, because everybody, including myself, thought the play was coming to the left. It was set up by the footwork of Brad Fittler and the pass to Swearab, which was a great ball. Swearab getting up to play the football. As we freeze the play now, you see both St George markers have come the open side, and Danny Farah sees that there's open ground on the other side. Little sidestep there, but both Tierney, can't pick up who the other marker was, we'll see from that shot. Graham Bradley, well, that's the play before. Brad Fittler, that's the bust. Beautiful pass. Heard the call from Swearab. Now who's the marker? Gordon Tallis is the other marker. Tierney and Tallis both go open. They more or less made up Danny Farah's mind for him that he was going the other side. Great play. Greg
Alexander from right in front. A chance to send Penrith to a 10 points to 0 lead. Alexander makes no mistakes. The Panthers are growling here. Saints are in trouble. This is how Penrith got to 8-0. 10-0 now. Won't they go back, if that be the case, and look at the Cronulla match? In fact, that weekend when Balmain played that draw with Canberra and St George lost to Cronulla, it opened this battle up.
They might not even look back that far, Ray. Might only look back to about the 3rd or 4th minute when Mark Coyne slipped over when he was going to score at least 4 points for his side. That slip now extremely costly. And what has been significant for Penrith, he's only touched the football selectively, but Brad Fittler made busts in the set of 6 that they scored their tries in. He was the man who got them rolling. So coming in from the centres, he's been very strong for Penrith as they get another penalty. All the momentum going their way. I think he milked that one a little bit.
Yeah, it's a penalty against Hardy, really. He failed to release the tackled player. Alexander finding the line 29 metres out. Gahagan. Fittler chiming into the attack again. Swerab turning it away for McNamara. McNamara fending off a couple of would-be tackles. And timeout, says referee Manson.
We've got a blood bin here for McNamara. So some blood around the mouth area there. Referee immediately getting him out of the action. Kennedy moves up to play the ball and play on for Penrith.
Nobby Clark. Alexander across and then turning, and it's gone loose. Scrum will go down just inside the 20-metre point. Gillard is the new player out there for Penrith, jumper number 41. He was a mid-season purchase for Penrith from the Eastern Suburbs club. Hardy! Jeff Hardy tackled just short of the halfway mark. Goldthorpe. Kenny. Bradley's pass knocked down by Fittler, 6 more.
Much too flat there, St George standing and passing. Allowed Penrith defence to come up quickly as Mackay throws the dummy from dummy half. Tackled by Steve Carter, one off the ruck.
Goldthorpe again. Blake. Mark Coyne put down by McGaw for 1, and the other was Graham Mackay. Donnelly. Just outside the 40-metre line. Nathan Brown leaves the ball behind him and Penrith come up with it. He knew he was heading into touch and he decided to leave it behind. Well, maybe not. Swerab. He's a very good attacking player, Anthony Swerab. Girdler. Kennedy in 21. He came on earlier replacing Ian McCann. Clark. St George aren't really threatening enough, are they? They're not, when they have got the ball, really threatening the Penrith line like the Panthers are to them. And here's Adamson. Mackay was coming onside from way down the ground. He finishes up with the ball. Walford. Bradley. Goldthorpe. Tierney. Easily bumps away from Brad Fittler.
Again, I do think the St George attack at times is being retarded by their lack of depth. There's the inside ball again, which Penrith are reading very well on every occasion. That time it was Fittler and Farah coming up with the tackle, but there's not a great deal of creativity being shown there, not moving the Penrith defence around a great deal.
Blake on the last. Coyne, and that's the turnover. We're getting very close to half-time. Gahagan. Gillard. Right on the 40-metre line. McGaw winding up. Girdler. That's the halfway line. Clark. Tierney underneath, Priddle over the top. Kennedy. Farah. Alexander the last. Carter. Grubbing kick. And finds it only a metre from the line. Extremely accurate kick by Stevie Carter. Player of the year in 91 for Penrith.
Very controlled kick here on the last tackle. You see the torpedo action on the ball. Not far out from half-time now. They just want to play good field position and try and force another error.
Yeah, he had to penalise them. They were inside the 5. Not only that, Brad Fittler broke from his scrum before the ball was out of the St George forwards. And Manson just let a little advantage run here.
And the point from St George continues in playing Graham Bradley at 5'8" from all scrums, even in defence. They've moved him into the pivot position. And it's now the first pass from a scrum win for the St George side. Blake going out into the centres.
Tierney. Let's see if St George get any deeper in attack here. Keep a wide shot on them. They've got depth there. Mackay. Hardy is on the halfway line. Walford. Blake has folded in there to first receiver. The chip and chase is on for himself. Gillard anticipated nicely. Kennedy. Clark. Adamson's had a fine game so far. Knocked down by Walford. This will be a scrum with Penrith having the feed about 10 metres their side of halfway.
The emergence of big men who are good with the football continues. That pass there from Adamson was a classic one. Knocked down by Walford for a Penrith feed.
Gahagan. Almost breaking through. He runs with a lot of purpose. Alexander's having a fine game, isn't he? Swearup to Mackay. Mackay gets the pass around for Swearup. Swearup gets it away. Alexander! He's looking for the line. He'll find it. Brandy Alexander scores. A try that he started himself. The crowd go berserk here. 14-0.
And mark that one down, Ray. You've given him a rap. And he hasn't dropped the football or made the mistake. In fact, he scored a scorching try here, but Tremendous work from Mackay to Square Up, who backed up by going around. Tremendous play from him as well. He beat Coyne with the sidestep. Alexander beat Potter. I thought he would have had enough speed to beat Goldthorpe, but in the end it was just a little push away, a little fend. And the defender trying to get to him, Nathan Barnes couldn't because of the support play from Penrith. That's a sensational pass here from Mackay. Good footwork from Square Up. Now Alexander, you thought he'd score there. He made the running around of Goldthorpe look very, very easy.
Alexander's got a similar kick right into the teeth of the breeze. Here it comes, and it's just wide again. 14-0. Have a look at this. Greg Alexander stepping from one. He brushes away from Noel Goldthorpe and heads off for the corner. Penrith 14-0. Mackay will restart the last passage before half-time. Phil Adamson. A little hint of a knock-on in goal, but even the officials had no chance of ruling on it accurately. They were a mile away from it. Fittler taking his time over things. They know they're close to oranges. Clark. I wonder why we called it lemons.
Is that the kick?
No, at half-time. We used to say 30 seconds from lemons. Alexander.
No, that way.
Caught up. Goldthorpe now. This will be the last play. They needn't try anything stupid, although I suppose looking at the scoreboard, anything goes. Well, there goes the half-time siren, and Brian Smith will welcome the opportunity to get to St George. They're down. A shock scoreboard, 14-0 at half-time. Second half. Carter sending Square back, one of the stars of the first half action. Played a part in all three tries. Panthers leading 14-0. Mark McGaw refusing to be tackled. McNamara. Gould has got very good use out of Carl McNamara. He's one of the unsung heroes and seems to have been able to escape injury like so many of his more illustrious clubmates. Paul Clark. Brown over the top with Mackay. Alexander, his job now is to keep Penrith on track. Potter.
Greg Alexander approaching a very important milestone. He's already the highest point scorer for the Penrith club. He has 993 points in first grade next to his name, only 7 more against the magical 1,000 mark.
Donnelly. That's the 30-metre line. Priddle. Good yards. They arrive just a touch late. Tierney. Solid defence by Fittler. Goldthorpe. Schwerup. I mentioned earlier that St George hasn't won here at Penrith since 1989. And yet they came here in 1993 with a home and away record of 9-1 away. Penalty goes to the Saints. And it's going to be silly mistakes like this that are going to open the door for St George.
Graham Mackay penalised for walking off the mark. Greg Alexander questioning the decision, and St George opting to kick for goal. You see Nathan Brown straddled over Mackay. He'll get up. It's a pretty tough call against him.
Goldthorpe right in front, 20 metres out. I thought they might have been tempted to go for the 6 and not the 2. Now they've got nothing. 14-0 remains the score. ...22-metre dropout or 20-metre dropout. Get used to it one day. Potter put down.
I am a believer that there's some justice in this game at times, and I think that attempted goal by Noel Goldthorpe was just that for Penrith. I don't think Mackay had given away a penalty, and it shouldn't have cost them 2 points. We still have St George on the attack, and they need to score points very quickly to get back into this game, and here's a chance.
Bradley's heading for the corner. 10 metres to go. Too big and too strong. He puts it down. Anthony Schwerab had no hope with him, the big fella, Bradley. 14-4. Is this the start of the resurgence?
Well, I disagree a little bit with you, Ray, as a good set-up play here with the second-man pass. As we freeze the play there, you see that Mark McGaw, this player here, was the man who was taken in and fooled by the cutout pass. By the time he turned to chase, he was beaten. Now, I think Schwerab had every opportunity to come up with a tackle, a try saver there. It was a very poor attempt, the first mistake that Schwerab has made. And I don't think Bradley should have scored the try if it had been an good effective tackle. We'll see it from here front on. He is a big man, but he's just slipped straight off that tackle, and he was out far enough to be stopped.
No goal for Goldthorpe, so he's had no luck off the boot. This is how St George got to 14-4. Bradley through the gap, Schwerab falls off the tackle, and Saints are coming back. Hardy. Back to the 20-metre line. Mackay. Priddle. Blake. Blake, in one side, out the other. Here comes the speed machine. Toyne. Now Hardy. Potter. 15 out from the line. Desperate tackle by Paul Clark. Brown away for Goldthorpe. Goldthorpe. Almost intercepted, but it's a penalty. Against Mark McGaw. Tierney takes the tap. Goldthorpe. Coyne. They've got the numbers. Walford. Back for Potter. Goldthorpe. Inside pass for Hardy. Penrith defending. Saints now with another attacking wave. Goldthorpe. Goldthorpe, he'll score. Goldthorpe. Second try in a very short space of time. And St George whittling away the Penrith lead.
And whatever Brian Smith said to his St George team at half-time has been effective. Noel Goldthorpe, no right to score that try. This set the try up, the big break from Phil Blake. Some poor defence there. I was a bit critical of Swearup's tackle in that last try. That was a beauty on Coyne, even though he got the ball away. Play continued on. There's a penalty coming up here, and this eventually led to Goldthorpe slipping through Clark's tackle, through Kennedy, and finally Swearup again missing. And this is going to look great from front on from Noel Goldthorpe's point of view. The little dummy between Fittler and Clark out of Kennedy. That's a great individual try, and his team is right back in this game.
He gets the impression whichever side scores next is going to win this game. Goldthorpe straight on line this time. 14-10, the Panthers leading now.
What a turnabout in this game. The opening 10 minutes, St George have come out 100 miles an hour, and they've turned all the pressure into points. Mark McGaw getting a rest now, come up with a couple of important misses early in this second half.
Mackay leaping into the air to take it, and then almost going straight through. Gillard, the tackler, in 41. Gurley fending away. Magora has come off. Criddle. They're near the halfway. Blake. Hardy. This is the last for St George. Goldthorpe running it on the last, then throws the forward pass. So the turnover. And Penrith come up with the ball in good field position. 10 metres from the halfway. Kennedy's lost it. Penalty goes to Penrith. He's pinched Tierney for stealing the ball. This is young Kennedy coming up. And Tierney gets penalised. Alexander finding the line, 12 metres into St George's territory. 5-3 the penalties favouring St George. Hagen puts it in the centre of the ground. Alexander. Fittler storming into the play, but they were waiting for him. Criddle and Mackay. Farah using Clark. Clark to the 30-metre line. Gillard, cut out. Alexander, inside. Adamson, up towards the 20-metre line. Farah once more. Turns it back to Clark to put it away for Swearup. 18 out from the line, this is the last. Alexander, off his right foot, back to the blind side. Carter throws the dummy and goes in. Oh, how easy. How easy. Steve Carter. Flash of brilliance from him. 18-10 Penrith.
St George will be kicking themselves. They clawed their way back. Some very simple defence here. The change in the point of attack. The dummy thrown there. Bad miss there by Brad Mackay. Just didn't have the speed. Carter got on the outside. Coyne fell for the dummy. We do go back to the penalty given away by Tierney, which resulted in Penrith being down this end of the field. Mackay caught out there on the blind side. They didn't number up particularly well there, the Dragons.
Talking of crowds, the Dragons have always got just something greater as an attraction, haven't they? Alexander, just shaving the uprights. 18 points to 10, Penrith in front. And of course we haven't welcomed our viewers through the west in Perth and of course in Adelaide to our telecast today. Paul Clark. Penrith just dropping off their support play a little bit now. There's the blood bin ordered on Clark. Gash under that left eye. And Jason Donnelly cheered from the ground. Adamson. Kennedy. Alexander. Girdler. Oh, gee, that was a dumb pass by Girdler.
He's been guilty on a couple of occasions of trying to throw the miracle pass. That tackle made there by number 36, Matt Hamilton. The under 21 players for Penrith. Phil Gould getting a chance to blood another of his youngsters. Stevens tackled centre field, 30 metres out. Brown picks up Tallis.
Now he's ruled that pass from Brown to Priddle as forward. It's a game call by David Manson. He didn't have a very good angle on it. And this is the pass.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that pass. It turns the game around to some extent. Now giving Penrith the scrum feed. 41 metres out.
Crowd of about 12,250 here today. 12,270. It's a very good crowd considering Penrith's place on the table. Well, if he's going to call the Brown-Priddle pass forward, so too he might have called that forward. But Fittler is slow to his feet. I was about to say he's injured. He's not healthy, let's put it that way. Hamilton. (18-10) in favour of the Panthers. No doubt if they score next, that's the end of it. Alexander showing it to Carter, using Adamson. 20 metres out from the line. This is the last. Alexander, grubber kicks ahead. Dillard's in pursuit, but the ball will beat them all. So back to the 20-metre line for the restart. And it's all time consuming for St George. Coyne.
Yes, there's nothing wrong if you're in front finding touch or kicking the ball dead. As you say, it's time consuming, but it also allows you to get your defence set. Does work in your favour.
18-10. Stevens. Strong in defence, young Farrer today. Tallis. Brown. Plenty of publicity around for Nathan Brown. Just about every magazine you pick up, there's a story on him. Schwerer nailed by Andrew Walker, who's playing fullback in 21s these days. Seems like an eternity from the night that he was sent off in the opening Friday night match of the year against Canberra. Nobby Clark goes back on. Anthony Schwerer put away just beyond his own 30-metre line, and blood bin. Is it? No, it's timeout. He's clutching at that left leg, as you can see.
Yes, it's actually Gahagan who's coming off the wing and has gone down in the same fashion we saw Jason Donnelly for St George. You see an awkward way that he was tackled. You see the leg bent back there and the ankle caught underneath the tackler. And he too in some pain. Plenty of players coming on and off in this game.
Clark. Penrith needed him out there. Here's Farah. Driving defence by Tallis and Goldthorpe. Last tackle. Alexander. Schwerin. Straight to Potter. 10 metres off his own line. He leaves a shoe behind him as he takes off outside the 20-metre line. Walford. Walker. Stevens. Oh, good pass. Hardy. Brown. Coy. Walker has to go back in a hurry. Now he's gone over the sideline.
Well, he should never have tried to regain his feet there. If he'd have stayed down, the tacklers would have just come and put their hand in on top of him to complete the tackle or dived on top of him. But by getting up, he's allowed the tacklers to take him over the sideline without a penalty given.
Manson should penalise here, but he's not going to. And to take you back to a ruling earlier in the match where he put a penalty on Penrith. Girdler. Adamson. He's proved hard to pull down today, Phil Adamson. Gillard, that's a forward pass.
Line ball won that one again, and Nick Gillard would probably have scored.
The tragedy of all of this, though, is that had Manson penalised Mackay for being out of his scrum on the previous scrum to this, it would have been an entirely different set of facts. Coyne is tackled now, 15 out from his own line. Hardy. Brown. Stevens. Hagen coming from the field.
Nathan Barnes replacing Gahagan, player destined for Newcastle next season. His Goldthorpe inside to Potter, finding it very difficult to break this Penrith defence. Not long to go in this game, only 11 or so minutes as Goldthorpe finds space.
Schwerin was very deep. Goldthorpe realised that, and that ball has come off Schwerin. So Goldthorpe's job was done almost to the letter. It got a hand of Schwerin, so it'll be a St George feed. Bradley, 40 metres out from the line. Tallis will go into touch. Oh, gee, that's bad play by the Dragons.
That's actually the move we saw them use against Parramatta, which led to a try for Mark Coyne under the posts. On this occasion, both Adamson and Barnes read it perfectly in defence and came up with a good tackle. In fact, it's Brad Fittler and Nathan Barnes.
Barnes now. So with Nathan Barnes and Nathan Brown on opposite sides. Mackay. Kennedy. Carter. One of the more experienced players for Penrith now coming in and taking some settlers. McNamara. One-handed pass back for Schwerin. Now the last, Alexander. Cotter.
Well, unless we see a blitz like we did from St George, they came up with in the first 10 minutes of this second half. It's hard to see them getting away with this game at the moment. Penrith rock solid in defence, using the football intelligently on most usages. Now some real chances need to be taken as Blake gets outside his man. Fittler's there. He was in touch already. Great cover there, Brad Fittler. As Anthony Mundine comes on the field. This is the chance I was talking about. St George need to take. Blake's got good speed. He gets around Barnes. Brad Fittler. There's the foot on the line already. And up goes the flag.
Very important call, that, from the touch judge. Penrith could easily have been another 4 points on the board there had the touch judge not have got it right. Barnes. Anthony Mundine, son of Tony Mundine, who from memory was the cruiserweight Australian title holder for quite some time. Girdler has gone into touch. Bad play by Girdler. Penrith don't need to give St George chances like that.
That's ordinary play there. Well, in fact, it's very close to a penalty with Mark Coyne coming in late.
Mundy. This is his first taste of first grade, I guess it is. Exciting player, they say. Very proficient at his father's art, as well as rugby league. And he's still at school, I think. Blake. Bradley. St George, they need to score twice. Goldthorpe, here's a try, is it? Blake kicks. Blake, he'll regather, and he scores! Oh, Blake magic! Black magic or Blake magic, call it what you like. 18-14. They need to convert and then do it again.
Whatever you're calling it a try. Beautiful work through the centre of the ruck there, and the trademark little chip ahead from Phil Blake. Always backs his own ability and generally comes up with the points. Good work from Nathan Barnes. The dummy there threw McNamara out. Goldthorpe did a great job to back up in the centre of the ruck. And then the ability of Phil Blake to kick the football almost in an opposite direction to where he's running. Not an easy thing to do. And this has set up some sort of finish.
4 tries for the year for Phil Blake. One of the game's more gifted players is Phil Blake. Andrew Walker is the new kicker. 12 metres in from touch. He's kicking into the breeze from 25 metres out, and he's just missed it. 18-14, the Panthers lead by 4.
No hurry from Penrith to bring this ball back, and why not? They're trying to wind the clock down. Need to hang on. Made all the pace.
Jeff Hardy. Walford. Saints trailing by 4. They're getting Goulet ready to bring back on. Goulet for Brown. Through Stevens for Mackay. Nearly to the halfway line. Goldthorpe. Hardy. Mackay. There's a man outside unmarked now. Walford. Hardy's with the ball. Walford's going down the line. This is Mundine. Now Mundine has kicked the ball. It's gone in a touch. There seemed to be an appeal that maybe he was tripped.
That is the perfect example of experience and inexperience. I don't think Mundine should ever have kicked. Walford thought about it. The better option was not to kick the football, was to keep it. It wasn't the last tackle. Mundine put all his eggs into one basket and came up empty. Walford came up with the better play.
I wonder though whether Mundine wasn't held after he kicked the ball. Mackay. Carter. McNamara. Carter. Some of the older heads in the Penrith side coming in to take slow plays. Farah. They're on the 40-metre line. Now the last. Brandy will send this deep. Mundine outside the 20. Put away by Carter and McNamara. Or Adamson. Bradley. St George are 30 metres away from their line. There'd be about 3 minutes to go. Brown. Hardy. Mundine. Oh! A tackle that had to be made was made by Ryan Girdler. Brown. Stevens. Brown. Goldthorpe. Gillard makes the tackle with Clark.
Only 2 left in this set of 6. The Saints may almost be forced to run it on the last tackle.
Hardy's with it. Fends away from one. The ball goes loose. Penrith have got the ball. The crowd thinks they've won it. They think that's enough. And they get the penalty to help.
A crucial penalty, this one, is Greg Alexander. Again, winding down the clock.
Just a couple of minutes to go now. Clark.
The smart set of 6 here is to not really try and score. They don't need to score any more points. They need to control the football and on the last tackle, dribble one into the in-goal area.
McNamara, he's been one of their better players. Adamson also has played well. Tearaway runs by Adamson has been a feature of the game. That could be a try, no. He's given the penalty for walking off the mark.
Well, that's what, you don't need to do that. You don't need to score. He's picked it up in the ruck area, walked off the mark. He's given St George an opportunity.
Hardy. Callis. 20 metres out from his own line. It's no penalty time for Penrith. They can't afford to give St George another opportunity. Priddle. 45 seconds to go. Goldthorpe. Stevens. Blake. Mackay and Blake collided. Hardy away for Walker. Walker's 40 metres out from his own line. This is the last tackle. They've got to do something sensational. Goldthorpe. The grubber kick. And again. Fiddler's got the ball for Penrith. That's the ball game. The Panthers have pulled off one of the shocks of the year. Graham Mackay takes the last tackle of the match. The Panthers have placed St George in high jeopardy. Front runners going into the match. They now could miss the five. 18-14 to the Panthers.